Sorry.
Happy afternoon.
Hey.
Is everyone having an amazing? Yes, we have. Is everyone having an amazing day? Yes. It's been a great day of speakers, I have to say. Really excited, and we get to top it all off with Patrick Ellis, who is the president CEO of the Murrieta Chamber. I've been involved in the Murrieta area since 2004, and Patrick came on board about 3 years ago. 2.5 years ago, is close. And what a remarkable and amazing difference he has made in this community and his involvement in the community. And just his overall passion about building this community, helping it grow, and connecting people, connecting businesses with other businesses. And it's been phenomenal to see what he's been able to do in this area. So I'm very honored and happy to have Patrick here talking to you today about networking. And with that, Patrick.
Thank you. Thank you, Dion.
You're welcome.
Where should I speak? So, good afternoon, everybody. Hi.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
As Dion said, my name is Patrick Ellis. I'm the president and CEO of the Chamber of Commerce. Have been since March 26, 2012. We've come a long way, and we're very, very proud of where we're at this point. But I'm not here to talk to you about the Chamber. I'm here to talk about networking. So before we do so, I'd like to go around the room and have everyone introduce themselves, because I want to get an idea as to who you all are. So if you want to stand up and let everyone know who you are in about 20 to 30 seconds, who you are, what your company is, what you do. And we'll start right here.
I'm Milan Krupa. I'm a technology director at New Frontier Technology Group. Basically the head process disciplinary inventor in areas of everything, mainly energy, propulsion, aerospace, and green technologies.
Great.
Good afternoon. My name is Lee McPhee. I am an independent marketer for Melaleuca.com, and I'm also on the board for the Empowerment Center in Temecula.
My name is Heather Rawlings, and I'm with My Community Magazine, the positive news in the community. I also work for the city of Murrieta in the economic and business development. Hi, I'm Tamara Bienvenue with T-Sign, interior decorating, design, remodeling, organizing, you name it, whatever, to turn your house into home. T-Sign, and again, Tamara Bienvenue.
I'm Crystal Pritchett. I work for Swampso Insurance Agency, and I handle the commercial business side of our company.
Hello everyone, my name is Remy. I am with Riley Insurance Broker Company in Unity, and I work in the Temecula Murrieta area for personal line, which is home and car insurance, so anything that is moving on the ground or in the air.
My name is Patricia Valentang. I don't have a company yet. I have a background in MBA, and I worked in corporations for about 20 years, and then came home homeschooling 4 kids. And now going back to start a new project, so I've nothing. I'm just came out today just to get myself out and learn about, catching up on new things and how you network and how you finance and how you start a new project. I really, I have worked a lot internationally, and I've been 10 years in the Temecula Valley, and I really want to see it growing and do some project locally. So my idea is to start something in Temecula.
Okay, so 1, 2,
Three. I'm the third musketeer. We are also friends. But prior to come to San Diego, I was technical director at the Illinois Wesleyan University, Columbia College. Here as an electrician, I work at San Jose instead of NASCO building ships, and always in the industry. I have different patents, and with my associate from Reaganville, we are trying to develop one of my patents. I am also an author. I wrote a book for teenagers on math, how math are being taught in Europe, particularly in France. It's a beautiful book. And it's, well, anyways, oh, here it comes. I'm proud of it. And I'm working on my second book. So the second book will also involve youth people because following an interview I had with KPBS, I was recommended to write the book What Was Life in Emotion during World War II, growing during World War II. So that's my next project.
I'm Brian Carey. I'm Phoenix Rates, graphic design, writing, and videography company. Basically, if you need anything printed, I can design it for you. And I also do any types of creative ghostwriting, blog writing, that kind of thing, and videography, weddings, promotional items, commercials, whatever you need, marketing wise. Driving off right.
Hello, my name is Funky. I grew up in Rainbow. I moved back a couple months ago. I'm a first-time entrepreneur, and I'm trying to develop trading software.
I'm Samantha, and I'm the financial advisor assistant for financial accounting services.
I'm Vicki Asadorian, I also work in financial accounting. I'm the operations manager, so I help with the day-to-day tasks with all the team members.
Very good. Okay, so we all went through, introduced ourselves. If you had to try and remember everyone's name, would you be able to? No, it's kind of difficult. So some of the things that I'm going to go over today are things, this is obviously a networking opportunity, right? Everyone was kind of standing around talking, getting to know each other before we sat down kind of to go through this. So I'm going to go through some different things, different ideas that I have learned over the years that will help you in networking opportunities, okay? So first thing is, who are you, right? So we went through and did a quick introduction of everybody, right? Heather did, and I don't mean this as kind of a critique, but does anyone stand out as to what they do?
I think that Tamara.
Tamara.
Yeah, she was able to. She had a tagline, so I know a little bit. At least I know that she's an interior designer. She gave us a little bit of information.
Okay, good. And granted, this is not necessarily, you know, we're not talking about exactly how to perfect your elevator speech. We're talking about networking, but that is one of the parts that you need to know is how do I effectively communicate who I am or make myself memorable to somebody else in a networking opportunity. So you want to try and think about it as if you need to explain yourself, who you are, what your business is, what you do, you need to think about it from the perspective of I need to make it either very memorable or I need to make it something that's funny or something that will make you, you know, connect with me. Okay? So some of you may know if whenever I get I'm at an event or whatever, and I have to stand up and introduce myself, a lot of the times I will stand up and say, I'm Patrick Ellis, President and CEO of the Marietta Chamber of Commerce. I make the coffee and I'm the janitor. So it doesn't explain who I am or what I do necessarily, but it makes people laugh and they remember that. So now I get all the time is, have you made coffee today? You know, but it's that memorable, that connection. it will develop into people knowing what it is that you do the more times that they meet you. But it's that memorable moment that you want to be able to communicate. We have a member in the chamber who at every single one of our chamber networking breakfasts stands up when we do introductions, and it's Lorraine Ribo with ComputerWorks. They do computer IT work. She stands up and says, I'm Lorraine Ribo with ComputerWorks. We take the SH out of your IT. We get calls all the time at the chamber office of people saying, there was someone at your event, and I don't know what their name was, and I cannot remember the name of the company, but they're the ones that said they take the SH out of your IT. We get it all the time. It's something that's funny and memorable, and it gives them that opportunity to keep at the top of mind. So when you're thinking about what it is you do and the way you want to introduce it, keep those things in mind, okay? Whether it's taking what your business is and putting a funny spin on it, taking the name of your business, putting a funny spin on it, or making it rhyme, something that's just memorable. So something to keep in mind. The other thing you want to do, if you don't want to do the funny thing, and that's completely fine, whatever it is you do and you explain yourself and your company, make it very easily understandable. We have a gentleman in the chamber who's still fairly new and still kind of learning things, but he goes up to you when he introduces himself at a mixer or something, and he says, you know, hi, I'm so-and-so, and he says the name of his company, which really doesn't give you an idea as to what the company is. He says, I'm a problem solver. I can fix all your problems. Okay, well, you haven't told me what you do. And then if you ask him the question, well, okay, but what do you do? He says, oh, I fix your problems. Well, all of a sudden now I don't care what he does because he hasn't explained to me what he does. There's no, because, you know, he has no idea what my problems are, you know. And so when I said, okay, here's my problem, and he says, oh, I don't know what I can do there. Well, now all of a sudden you shot yourself in the foot. So whatever it is you do, you're going to explain it. If you're going to explain what your company is, make it very, very easy to understand. Because one of the things that we end up doing, no matter what industry it is we're in, we forget that the other person has no clue about what we do. So we like to talk about what we do, but we're explaining it in our words, not in somebody else's words. So you think about it as if you're introducing yourself to somebody, you think about it from the standpoint that they're brand new on the face of the earth. You have to explain to them very quickly and concisely what it is you do. So, and it's not easy. It takes time and it takes practice. And I tell everyone, if you go to a networking event, if you go to something and you're trying to introduce yourself, practice it, write it out, come up with some different things, try different things at different times, see what kind of reactions you get. But it's that homework you have to do before you do any kind of networking. If you have any questions at any time, please jump in. So what else? Next would be the basics. Okay, so this is like your networking 101 and absolute basics, in my opinion. So first off, a badge. Do you have a badge? Do you have a professional badge that basically has your name on it, that's legible from a decent distance, and it says your name and your business? You don't have to put your position, you don't have to put anything else, but it has your name and your business. It doesn't even have to have a logo on. In the middle one you see right here, it doesn't have a logo, but it has a name and it has a thing. Now, I'm going to give you a little secret here. I've never shared this with a group. I've shared this with a couple of individuals. Let's say you don't have a badge or you forget it somewhere, which a lot of people do. If you have a business card, okay, if you go to a networking event or anything, you usually see these, right? And you write down your name or your business on it. But like me, I have horrible handwriting, so you know, you try your best to write it out. So take the sticker off, spin it into a circle, put it on the back of your business card, Now you have a professional badge.
That is brilliant, I have to say.
I don't, like I said, I don't share it with too many people. I have shared it before, but it's a quick, easy, little, simple thing.
It's gonna be on YouTube too.
Because I always hated going to a networking thing, and I'd go, oh man, I forgot it. So I'd go write this out. I just hate it. It just would bug me. So I don't know what it was. Just one day I kind of thought, hey, what if I just stick it on there? And I think you like bugged me for like one whole mixer. How did you do that? I won't let you know. Yeah. But a professional badge makes a big difference in a professional networking setting. Now, you don't need it in every networking opportunity, but it makes a huge difference. Now, one thing I will tell you about the badge is I will always suggest to you, I'm not going to say you have to do it, but I will always suggest to you, you always put it on the right side. Any idea why?
When you go to handshake someone.
There you go. I go to shake your hand, it's right in your face. If it's on this side, all of a sudden it's turned away and you may not see it. It's little things though. It's you don't think about it.
Yeah.
You know.
Small,
but it's all the
perfect
little
details.
things that work, and they're all going to help you in the long run.
Because if you have a logo on your shirt, very often it's on the left-hand side, on the pocket side.
Yep.
So if you put on top of it your name, it's kind of awkward.
But if you put it on this side, now you have all sides covered. But if you put it over here, it's still the same thing. I have a tendency to kind of lean like this when I shake hands. So all of a sudden, this is going away and no one sees it. But if it's right here, it's right in your face. You have no way to mistake what my name is or what my company is. So, what's the next thing? A pen. Always have a pen on you. I always carry a pen with me. I try to. I mean, there are times you forget. No one's perfect. If you can, I suggest one of two things. One, it's either a professional-looking pen. Doesn't mean it needs to be a Montblanc or something like that. You know, I have a simple Parker pen, but it's a good professional pen. I love this pen. If not, if you have a logo pen, take your logo pen. Take extras. Keep some in your pocket. You take one out, hand it to somebody. Now it's like your second business card, and then replace your pen. But always have a pen. The reason being is when you are talking to somebody, and then we're going to talk about this a little bit later, the one thing you're going to want to do is use your pen for writing down notes. Or if you needed to write something for somebody else, the last thing you want to do is be in the middle of a conversation and go, oh, I need to write something down. And you walk away to go find a pen. Because all of a sudden now that person would be gone, you cannot see him again, and then you're stuck. So next, a good professional business card. A couple of things with the business card though, is I will suggest to you to make sure, and I see this mistake made many, many times, is you have your front side, which has all of your pertinent information, very easy to read. Your back side, you can put something on the back side of the card, whether it's information about your business, mission statement, whatever it might be. But whatever you do, make sure that the back side of it you can write on. There's a lot of people who love to put that glossy back side because it looks so good, it feels so good. But if you go to write something down, or someone else needs to write something on your card, there's nothing more frustrating than trying to write on it and you just can't get the ink to stick. So I suggest that you make that back side of the business card, I forget what it's called.
Not
there you go, Matt. So that you can write on it. And give yourself some space to make a quick little note or something like that. Or you do it in light writing so you can write right over it. So I suggest that highly, because what you should be doing is, if you're meeting with somebody and you exchange business cards, the best thing I can suggest you do is, either while you're talking to them, if it's something pertinent, or if it's not, it's just a note you want after you walk away from them, take your pen out, write on the back of that business card, your little note, what you want to remember about this person. Some of the things that are really, one thing that is a very unique art in networking, and I didn't put it in my notes, but is the art of follow-up note card. I will tell you there is nothing more impressive in networking is when you meet somebody at some sort of an event or luncheon or whatever, and a couple days later, all of a sudden, you get a little note card in the mail that's handwritten that says, "It's great to meet you," or "Thank you," whatever it is. That makes such an impression to people because it's a lost art. Most people don't do it anymore. So I suggest, so if you're going to do that, make a little note on the back of the card. If you connect with somebody and find out what their birth date is or their anniversary or something like that, make that note. And then you put it in your calendar and tickle yourself to make sure that you send off that note. Those little things make huge impressions when you're trying to build a relationship with somebody. The other thing too is on that business card, you want to make sure you have your email on there. But I will tell you, if you can, if you're a small business, you're starting out kind of thing, whatever you can do, try not to put an email that has Gmail or Yahoo.com or something like that behind it. Try your best to make it a business email address. It makes a big difference to a lot of people. Some people I know look at a business card, and if they see, the business everything could be perfect about the business, but all of a sudden it's, Joe Blow's company at gmail.com. I've seen people go, they can't afford to just get a website and get that mail domain. I mean, you're talking, well, it costs you $50 to $100 a year to maintain. So I would suggest strongly, especially if you're a small business, to look at that and make sure that that's on your business card. Some of the other basics having to do with networking stuff, arrival time. If you're going to a networking event, a luncheon, something where you're going to be meeting other people, do you want to show up halfway through the event? Probably not, because that reflects on you. Now, a mixer kind of thing, it's a little different because typically it's after hours. Sometimes you have traffic issues, different things. But if you're going to a luncheon where there's networking beforehand, and you show up halfway through the presentation and everyone's sitting down eating lunch, that's not a great impression if it's your first time. Obviously, there's going to be, circumstances that prevent you from getting somewhere on time, but that's one thing that you want to make sure is get there, as early as you can, but you don't want to be the one guy that's sitting there, too, before any of the people running the event get there, because then it becomes a little awkward. So make sure your timing is right when you're getting to an event. And then dress for an event. One of the things that I always say is, especially when it comes to like the chamber and mixers and that kind of thing, I always say is dress your profession. If you're an insurance broker, if you dress, just like you are, that's probably perfect because that's your industry set. If you're an insurance broker and you showed up though in flip-flops, shorts and a Hawaiian shirt, you might not be taken as seriously. But if you're a painter and you show up in your paint clothes, there's nothing wrong with that. You're networking, you're in your profession, you are representing you and your business. There's nothing wrong with that. Some people think, oh God, I gotta go home, I gotta go khakis, I gotta put on polo. No, your profession, that's your profession. People expect to see you in that. So it's okay to dress that way. But the other thing is to fit the event. I mean, if you're going to a networking event and it's in the middle of July and it's outside, yeah, it's probably okay if you wear that polo and shorts or something. But you want to be very careful too, and you want to make sure that you fit your profession. So always keep that in mind. Okay, so now you're going, okay, so a networking event. What's going to be your approach? Do you think about the approach before you go to a networking event? Do you? Do you know what you have in mind? Do you have a goal? Do you have a specific contact that you're looking for? Do you have a specific number of contacts that you want to meet? Because if you go to a networking event and all you're doing is going, figuring, well, I'm just going to meet people. Yeah, you're going to do that. But are you really affecting yourself and your business and your potential for making business? If you go into with a goal of thinking, okay, so tonight we have a mixer. I grant you a 4-year-old, And I want to make 20 new contacts, right? So that's my goal. And I walk in the door and I see Adrian. Hi, Adrian, how you doing? We start talking. And we're talking for like 10 minutes, and then all of a sudden I turn around and, you know, there's Dion. Oh, Dion, how are you doing? And we start talking for those 10 minutes. You know, we're already like half hour into the mixer. What are my chances of getting 20 new contacts? They've dwindled greatly. So if you're going to set a plan and a goal to effectively do something, do it. You know, you can talk to your friends and whatever at the end of the mixer or afterwards, or go somewhere else, or you can see them at the next event. But you know, this is your opportunity to find new clients, to find new contacts. And so whatever your goal is, you know, set it out and be effective at it, okay? Try not to get sidetracked on it. One of the things, though, I'll tell you about going to a networking event, don't sell. Whatever you do not sell at a networking event. It seems kind of counterproductive, but it's not, because all it does is put you in a bad position because you have not done some of the basics that need to be done before you can sell. We live in a technology age. You know, we're here and this is being streamed online. You know, people go online for all sorts of resources and everything. But one of the things that is tried and true and will probably never change as technology driven as we get is people like to do business with people that they know, like, and trust. The only way people can do that is to build that relationship. I can't do business with you if I don't like you or trust you. The only way that's going to happen is if I have an opportunity to get to know you, to be able to understand who you are as a person, as a business owner, as an individual. Because if I don't trust you, you're not getting a dime of my money. And so if you think you're going to walk in and try and sell someone, chances are you're not. So keep that in mind. There's an analogy that I heard a long, long time ago, and it's very, very appropriate, especially in networking, is you have 2 ears and 1 mouth. You should use them in proportion. You should be listening to other people more than you are talking. And it's not that hard because people love to talk about, especially about themselves. You know, you ask a couple of the right key questions, you know, you'll have someone talking for, 10, 15 minutes. So keep that in mind, is that you want to listen more than you actually talk. Okay? So what is a networking opportunity? Anyway. Thank you.
I don't mean what kind of event.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure the question.
Yeah. So what is a networking opportunity? Mixer as well.
Educational opportunity.
That's an opportunity. What else is an opportunity? This is.
Anytime you're out with people.
Now, do you approach them all the same?
No.
No. Any opportunity that you are in a group of people, 2 or more, you're in a networking opportunity. Now, you don't. If you're going to dinner with friends, you don't want to approach that as a networking opportunity. But always keep it in the back of your mind. You know, if you're at a family gathering, you know, you keep it in the back of your mind. You listen for different things. If someone says something that keys off on, something that you do or you're associated with, boom, the second that happens, jump. You're always in an opportunity to, position yourself in your business to grow. So keep that in mind as you're always in that setting. Okay, so there's always an opportunity for networking. So one of the things that, here's a perfect opportunity for networking. But here's the one thing, and these are great. Huge mixers, things like this, they're phenomenal. But you can get lost really easily. You can get distracted very easily. So you take them all in stride, you figure out ways to navigate each. But that's where I think something like this, a plan beforehand, makes huge sense. You know, and it doesn't have to be huge. You know, your plan could be, I just want to make, you know, I want to meet one person who is in HR for some company. That's it. That's my only goal for the night. If I make that goal, fantastic. I'll just party the rest of the time there. You know, but and set yourself realistic goals. So, so one of the things that I learned a long time ago, I was telling Adria outside. Years ago, I was area director for B&I up in Ventura County for years. And Sean and Linda McCarthy are the executive directors for B&I up there. And Linda came up with an analogy having to do with networking that I think really kind of puts networking in a perfect analogy. And what it is that when it comes to a networking event, there's 3 different kinds of people at the event. Okay, so the first thing you have are tuna. Okay, tuna are the people who they kind of just stand around. You know, in the ocean, tuna are food, right? So they're the ones that just kind of stand around and wait for people to come get them, right? The next are the sharks. Those are the guys that walk in the room. Hi, how are you doing? I'm Patrick. I'm a product. Hi, how you doing? They're just, all they want to do is they want to eat the tuna. They want to find the tunas in the room, and they're going to swarm you, right? The last thing, though, is the dolphin. The dolphin is the person, is the networker, who looks out for the tuna. They're the person who works the room and protects the tuna from the shark and keeps the shark out as much as possible. Because in a networking opportunity, and whether it's a mixer, a breakfast, a family gathering, whatever it is, you know, we all have that uncle, right? And we all have that one uncle that just, you know, you just want to keep them as much as far away from everyone as possible. So the dolphins are the ones that look out for it. You know, in the chamber we have the ambassadors that do a phenomenal job. That really, the tunas in a networking opportunity are the ones who are usually new. Walk into the room, have no idea what they're doing, are scared to death. We have ambassadors that are like dolphins. They're usually the ones that swoop in. They can tell you've got that deer in the headlights look. They grab you and they try and move you around the room. They try and help you connect with the right people. But they try and, you know, make sure that you don't feel like you're just chewed up and spit out. So that's kind of the best analogy I've heard about networking. And I would encourage you to try and think of yourself more of the dolphin type. You know, it doesn't mean that you have to be protective, you know, but you just think about it is that, you know, if you see somebody in that opportunity and they look like they're lost, you know, just go up and say hi and just start talking a little bit. You don't have to, you know, sell them on anything. You have to say what you do. But I will tell you that that will go much farther than anything else that you do trying to promote your business. Okay? So think about it in this concept. Who do you want to be? Do you want to be the tuna? Do you want to be the shark? Or do you want to be the dolphin? Most people want to be the dolphin. Sometimes if you're the shark, it's kind of hard to change, but you can. But a lot of times it's just a matter of figuring out that you are the shark. So, but keep that in mind. The more you take the concept of, keep in mind, you know, know, like, and trust are the main factors for somebody to make a business decision. You know, if you're just going to go in and eat everything up in the room, you're not building that know, like, and trust. You're not building that relationship to get to that point. And then the one thing with anything having to do networking that I would say 90 to 95% of people don't do, and it's the biggest key to anything having to do networking, is most people never follow up. And I'm guilty of it. I've got stacks of cards on my desk with people that I should be following up with. If you took 10% of everything that you did in any networking opportunity, any opportunity just like this one, and if you just did all of the follow-up, whether it's making that phone call, writing that email, sending that follow-up note, whether it's anything you learned from any of the classes this week. If you followed up on those things, the sky is the limit. But the problem is that 90 to 95% of people never follow up, and we're all guilty of it. But it is, I will tell you, those people who do the follow-up are the most successful people on the planet because they just follow through with what they planned and set out with.
I got a challenge on that. I hope I'm not the only one. Or you chit-chat, small talk with someone at a mixer, networking, even with a new business guys, and you do this, you do that, I'm from here, I'm from there. That's okay, and then you go to the network because of the situation, not that you want to, but you go, and so I say, oh, I got a business card, there are two choices, vertical in the trash bin, or I send an email, or you say handwriting. What do I say? We just met at the networking workshop today at the co-working place. Nice to meet you. If you need any help, give me a call. I feel